Well, if you're like most people, you've been to a polling place like this, equipped with your sample ballot, and you voted. But what happens to your vote after it's been cast? Stories on the internet have people concerned with the security of their locks. I'm carrying about 70 pounds of gear on my person, and firefighters would carry another 100 pounds out with them to the site. The troubled King Drew Medical Center continues to downsize its services. Are working closely to monitor the occurrence of West Nile virus. As members of the Torrance community, we know why Joseph Anzac Jr.'s death is so important to us. But this story now has a greater reach than through just the city of Torrance. Anzac's death now has national significance.
To me, he was like the everyman. This could happen in a small town in Iowa. This could happen in New York. It is happening.
Reporter Susan Vallet says NPR has covered many parts of the Anzac story, mainly because of the community's outpouring of support for the family.
I think people identified the star football player who graduates high school and goes off to serve in the armed forces to serve his country.
And Anzac Jr.'s death and the community's reaction has become emblematic of the impact of the war in Iraq. It's currently 80 degrees out, but in my brush fire gear, it feels like it's about 90 degrees. You can imagine how hot it feels when you're actually approaching a brush fire. Fire Station 4 is one of 2 stations in Torrance equipped with gear specifically used for combating brush fires. Since these fires burn through land fast, firefighters can be out in the field for days trying to contain them. And in Southern California's dry, windy climate, that brush can be potentially dangerous.
Whereas this is very, very brittle, very, very flammable.
Brush that is very dry burns for a short time but moves very quickly. If weather conditions are right, wind works with the fire to spread, even sparking smaller fires as a result of flying embers. Canyons pose particular dangers.
Everyone knows heat rises, and with flames in a canyon like this, heat and fire, they're going to go up. But if you have any type of plant life that dies during the summertime and regoes in the winter, you kind of want those cleared away from your home a good 20 to 30 feet at a minimum.
A normal brush season means hundreds of homes lost and thousands of acres of land devastated.
We don't want normal. We want to lessen that. So that's why we're here today, and just to educate the public out there to just be aware and be conscious of what they do.
For This Week in Torrance, Sita reporting.